Hey guys, it's the Addi Queen, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make my thinner pom-pom scarves, like the ones in these photos. For these scarves I usually use a weight 3 yarn. So this is Lion Brand ice cream. I think the color's teal, I forget the name of it. So you're just going to cast on like normal. I do leave a little bit of a tail for this, like less than an inch. I leave a really short tail. Now after a few stitches, you do want to reset your row counter. And since I left such a short tail, you do have to watch when you get back to your first peg that it doesn't like go away from the peg. Here we go. I always use a thinner weight yarn on this just because I like the way it looks. I don't know. I've always enjoyed like thinner scarves because you don't always want a real thick scarf. This yarn I'm using was originally NA Skein, but I rolled it with my yarn ball winder. I do have a video about that winder on my YouTube channel if you feel like checking it out. We are going to knit 250 rows. So, I'm gonna get knitting. So, I just finished my 250th row, and as you can see, like, I still have some yarn left, but that used the majority of my skein. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a decently long tail just because we're gonna cast off like a hat. Just gonna run this through one time with no yarn in the feeder. Then I'm gonna take this tail through my yarn needle and I'm just gonna run it through every single loop. Okay, I have that off of my loom. Just gonna move her out of the way. And you're just gonna pull this tight, like you're closing up a toboggan. You want to tuck all of this in. Like it'll bunch up and you just want to tuck it on the inside. You get this nice end. It kind of looks like a star. I don't know what it looks like. I'm gonna move my needle in closer and I'm gonna trim this to be shorter just so it's easier to work with, easier to manage. I'm just going to tie this by running my needle through and then pulling the yarn through itself. And then since I will be adding a pom-pom, I'm just going to leave this tail here. I really like the way this worked up. I think this is really pretty yarn. Alright. Here's my other end, and as you know, I left a really short tail, so kind of have to look for it a little bit. Here it is. Just want to pull it. Just kind of tuck this on the inside as I go. See, if you don't tuck it in, you get like these weird lumps. Just doesn't look right. Or trim. Grab my yarn needle. Go through, pull the yarn through itself, pull the yarn through itself, and pull tight. So this is my scarf so far. And I'm going to grab some pom-poms and I'll be back to show you how to put them on. Alright, so here's my pom-poms, and I did make these out of yarn. If you do not know how to, I have 2 tutorials on my channel of how to make pom-poms. One is with a pom-pom maker and one is without. There it is. I was looking for my stupid yarn needle. Alright, to attach these bad boys, I take both of these tails, stick them in a yarn needle. I grab the end of the scarf and go right through the butt. And I try to come out pretty close to where I go in. And then that tail I told you to leave, I'm going to take the 2 pom-pom ends and the tail end. I'll tie them together. And then we're going to lay them out like this. And we're just going to trim them to make them a part of our pom-pom. Like that. Here's this end. Now for this end, we're going to do the same thing. Both tails. Through the butt, come out close. Take the end. You'll make sure you tie these really tight or your pom-pom's loose. Just an FYI. Make sure that's going to hold. Yep. Looks like it. I'm going to fluff this guy up a little bit. And trim these to be part of the pom-pom. Well, this has been a tutorial of how I make my pom-pom scarves. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I really love making these scarves. I don't know why. I think it's because I use the thinner yarn. I just love baby yarn. Anyway, hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day, guys. Happy crafting.